Hi children, hope you have listened the part 1 and part 2 of the lesson Adventures in a Banyan Tree. Can you remember what happened to the crow finally? What happened to the crow finally? The answer is crow lay still or died by the thudding of the cobra. The another question, what is a myna said to be wise? What is a myna said to be wise? Answer is myna remained on the cactus plant without interfering again. Myna remained on the cactus plant without interfering again. Now look at the textbook. The cobra was weakening, yet the mongoose walking fearlessly up to it raised himself on his short legs and with lightning snap had the big snake by the snout. The cobra writhed and lashed about in a frightening manner and even coiled itself about the mongoose, but all to no avail. The little fellow hung grimly on, and the snake had ceased to struggle. He then smelt along its quivering length and gripping it round the hood, dragged it into the bushes. The myna dropped cautiously to the ground, hopped about, peered into the bushes from the safe distance, and then, with a shrill cry of congratulation, flew away. Here, some important words are here. Snap. Snap means then catch or try to catch with a biting movement. Another meaning, an attempt to attack. Next word, wraith. What is the meaning wraith? Then a sentence, cobra wraithed when it was bitten. Cobra wraithed or cobra twisted or cobra twisted with a great pain when it was bitten. So wraith means what? Twist or twist with great pain. Another word is cease. It is a familiar, meaning what? Stop. Next, quiver. One sentence. Her lips quivered and she started to cry. Her lips quivered and she started to cry. What does mean quiver? Quiver means shake slightly. Shake slightly. You listen to another sentence here. The snake was quivering when it was attacked. The snake was quivering when it was attacked. Another word, peer. Peer means look closely. You understand the paragraph, this is the same paragraph. The snake was weakening. Mongoose came near the snake with a lightning speed to caught lightning speed. He caught the snout of mongoose. The cobra writhed or twisted about in a frightening manner and coiled by the mongoose, but it was in vain. The mongoose did not free it until its death and dragged it into the bushes. The myna congratulated at the mongoose with a shrill cry and flew away. Let us understand here the textual question, question number 14. Then you read the question, who won the battle? What made the myna peer into the bushes? Who won the battle? This very easy answer. The mongoose. What made the myna peer into the bushes? Myna peered into the bushes. It was because of the curiosity. Myna was not sure about the death of cobra. Myna was not sure about the death of cobra. Then the next paragraph, let us continue. When I had also made a cautious descent from the tree, I returned to the house. I told grandfather of the fight I had seen. He was pleased that the mongoose had won. He had congratulated it to live in the garden, to keep away the snakes, and fed it regularly with the scraps from the kitchen. He had never tried taming it because wild mongoose was more useful than a domesticated one. Here the words, one is here the cautious. What is the cautious meaning? Careful about what you say or do to avoid danger or mistakes. Be careful, that is here the cautious, caution, cautious. Scraps means a small piece of something, paper or clothes, etc. Scraps from the kitchen means it is a food waste from the kitchen. Now, understand here the paragraph. He also came down from the tree and returned to the house. He told the grandfather about the fight he had seen. He was very happy in the victory of the mongoose. He decided to give him the scraps from the kitchen. He had never tried the taming it because he knew that wild mongoose was more useful than the domesticated one. Here is one question, question number 15. What prevented the grandfather from the taming the mongoose? What prevented the grandfather from taming the mongoose? You understand? You can find the answer very easy. It is the last sentence. What? Because the wild mongoose was more useful than the domesticated one. Now we can go to here the next chapter, next page. Okay, you turn the page, next page here. From the banyan tree, I often saw the mongoose patrolling the four corners of the garden, and once I saw him with the egg in his mouth and knew he had been in the poultry house. But he hadn't harmed the birds, and I knew grandmother would forgive him for stealing as long as he kept the snails away from the house. From here, this paragraph, some words are here. The poultry, what does the poultry mean? Then chicken, ducks, etc. Next, the poultry house, what is the meaning? House or a place for chicken. The paragraph you understand here. The boy says that from the banyan tree he often saw the patrolling of mongoose or going around of the mongoose regularly four corners of the garden. Then once he is the boy saw what? Then an egg in the mouth of the mongoose. From where he had taken it? Then from where? From poultry house. The mongoose hadn't harmed the birds. So grandmother then would forgive him because he kept the snakes away from the house. Now here the one question number 16. Then why would grandmother forgive the mongoose for stealing the eggs? Okay, why would grandmother forgive the mongoose for stealing the eggs? Very easy answer. Because he kept the snakes away from the house. Now here the next paragraph. The banyan tree was also the setting for what we were to call the strange case of grey squirrel and white rat. The white rat was grandfather's. He had bought it from the bazaar for annas. But I would often take it with me into the roots and branches of the old tree. Banyan tree where it soon struck up a friendship with one of the squirrels. They would go off together on a little excursion among the branches. Now here some words are here. Then go off. What is the meaning go off? Go off means explode or discharge. Then here the meaning what? They jointly moved. Moved here the meaning. They jointly moved hither and there. And then here the Anna. What is the Anna meaning? Then Anna means it is the former monetary unit of India. It is the value of exchange. It is the former monetary unit of India. Then one part of Anna is what? One part of 16th of 1 rupee. It is a one part of 16th of 1 rupee. Here 4 annas means 25 paisa. Then now understand here the paragraph. The story began with a reference to grey squirrel. Here the another one, a white rat. The setting place of the story about the grey squirrel and the white rat was the banyan tree. The boy says that white rat was grandfather's. Then where did the grandfather got it? Where the grandfather got it, the white rat? Then it was from bazaar by paying for anas. The boy would often took the white rat. Soon his squirrel and the white rat became friends. Next question here, question number 17. Who was a new friend of the squirrel? Very easy answer. What? Say the answer. Answer is white rat. How did they enjoy their friendship? How did they enjoy their friendship? They would go off. Answer is they would go off together on the branches of the tree, or they would go off together on the or they would go off together on little excursions among the branches. Okay. Let us go to here the next paragraph. Then the squirrel started building a nest. At first, she tried building it in my pockets. And when I went indoors and changed my clothes, I would find straw and grass falling out. Then one day, grandmother's knitting was missing. We hunted for it everywhere, but without success. Next day, I saw something glinting in the hole in the banyan tree. Going up to investigate, I saw it was the end of the grandmother's steel knitting needle. On a little further, I discovered that the hole was crammed with knitting, and amongst the wool were 3 baby squirrels, all of them white. Now, the new words are here, or here the important words are here. Knitting. What is knitting meaning? It is a material that is being knitted. Next, glinting. A sentence you understand. The sea glinted in the moonlight. The sea glinted in the moonlight. What is a glint meaning? It is shining or produce small bright flashes of light. Then next, crammed. What is a crammed meaning? The one sentence here. The room was crammed full of people. The room was crammed full of people. And the sentence, all the shelves were crammed with the books. What is the meaning crammed? It means full of things or packed. Okay, shelf was packed. Now, we can understand here the sentence. The squirrel started building a nest. At first, the squirrel started building the nest in his pocket. How he could understand it? The boy says that when he changed his dress, he would find straw and grass falling out from his pocket. Then one day, grandmother's knitting was missed. They searched everywhere. The next day, he could see a needle was glinting or shining in the hole of the banyan tree. He wanted to know more about it. Later, he could see that it was the end of the grandmother's steel knitting needle. The hole was crammed with knitting. The interesting scene was that there were 3 baby squirrels in the hole, all of them white. Now, you can see the question number 17. Then, how did the boy come to know that the squirrel was building a nest? How did the boy come to know that the squirrel was building a nest? What is the answer? You can find the answer now. Then, when he changed the dress, he found straw and grass falling from his clothes. Then, let us go to here the last paragraph. Grandfather had never seen white squirrels before, and we gazed at them in wonder. We were puzzled for some time. But when I mentioned the white rat's frequent visits to the tree, Grandfather told me that the rat must be the father. Rats and squirrels were led to each other, he said, and so it was quite possible for them to have offspring, in this case, white squirrels. Now, some words are here: puzzle or puzzled, confused or confusing, bewilderment or wonder, offspring. What is offspring? The young of animal or plant or child of a particular person. Now, understand here the paragraph. Grandfather had never seen the white squirrel before. They gazed at them in wonder. They were puzzled about their birth. He says that. Then there had a frequent visit. The boy says that there had a frequent visit of the by the tree by the sorry. Then he says that there had a frequent visit by the rat. Then grandfather added that the rat must be the father. That rat must be the father of the white squirrels. He continued, rat and squirrels were led to each other. So then there was a chance for them to have a young one. Then that is the reason of the white squirrel. Now here's the last question. Then what was the wonder that nature had kept for them in the nest? Then what was the wonder that nature had kept for them in wonder? Then answer is, then what is answer? 3 white baby squirrels for the grey rat. Okay, 3 white baby squirrels for the grey rat. Okay, then my dears, then it is the end of the story. I think that you understood all. You read 2 or 3 times the story and understand the idea. Write all the word meaning and write all the questions and answers in your notebook. Then you can see a question, the page number 16, activity 2. Then what? Then the boy was very much thrilled by the acquaintance with the squirrel. You find the meaning here, the acquaintance, by referring the dictionary. Then the boy was very much thrilled by his acquaintance with the squirrel. He writes a letter to his friend telling him about his new friend. There is a format here. You write in your notebook very neatly. Okay, then you can ask any doubt by WhatsApp. Okay, wish you all the best. Thank you.